Alright, y'all, we got another Rachel Zegler type video. This is Disney is changing Snow White again, but won't replace Rachel Zegler. Disney scared of her. So this is from the Celeb Talk YouTube channel. The original link to this will be posted down in the description or in the comment section. For all of you that want to go and subscribe to the Celeb Talks channel, they post a lot of great videos. So you want to help them out. They're getting closer and closer to 20,000 subscribers. All right, y'all. Without further ado, let's check this out.
So Disney announced today that they are pushing back the release date for the live-action Snow White remake to 2025, and they released this picture to go along with it, showing our first look at the Seven Dwarfs, and yikes.
What? I've decided that starting now, I'm just gonna stop asking questions about this live action. I feel like I don't even want to know the answer. Just burn this movie, burn it down to the ground. We do not need it.
Disney has had more than enough controversies surrounding Snow White, and every time they attempt to change things, it somehow always comes out worse than before.
Yeah.
Fans are now tired of hearing that we'll be seeing CGI dwarfs, and Disney still won't replace Rachel Zegler. Initially, Disney had a different concept in mind with the movie, since they were planning on having actors with dwarfism portray the Seven Dwarfs in Snow White. However, Disney's plans for their movie took an unexpected turn when actor Peter Dinklage voiced his concerns about their initial casting decisions. Peter, who has achondroplasia, a form of dwarfism, pointed something out that started a huge online debate. It was all about how Disney attempted to balance inclusivity by casting a Latina actress, Rachel Zegler, as Snow White, while simultaneously sticking to the traditional portrayal of the Seven Dwarfs. However, Peter Dinklage pointed out the double standards in Disney's vision. He said,
I was a little taken
And
back.
the thing is, he played in one of Thor's movies, or I think it was Avengers Infinity War or something like that, which is owned by Disney. So for him to come out and say that, that's kind of like, oof.
By the they're very proud to cast a Latino actress as Snow White.
Yeah.
But you're still telling the story of Snow
Still
White.
Snow White, yeah.
Seven Dwarfs.
Sure.
Take a step back and look at what you're doing there. It makes no sense to me.
Well,
Yeah.
Oh, so what,
You're progressive in one way, but you're still making that fucking backward story of
about-
Seven Dwarfs living in a cave. What the are you doing, man?
Peter especially expressed his frustration with the fact that Disney was playing into the dwarf stereotype, and he publicly questioned Disney's decision-making process. He continued saying, "They were so proud of that, and all love and respect to the actress and the people who thought they were doing the right thing. But I'm just like, what are you doing?" Peter was practically begging Disney for a more progressive and enlightened storytelling when it comes to the Seven Dwarfs. However, this received a lot of mixed opinions from the public.
Yep.
In response to the growing controversy, Disney shared a statement addressing the concerns. The studio made it clear they wish to avoid reinforcing stereotypes from the original animated film, and then assured people that they would be taking a different approach with the 7 characters. Disney even stated that they had been in talks with members of the dwarfism community and promised to reveal more details as the film moved into production. The controversy actually deepened as Disney revealed they would not be casting actors with dwarfism for the roles of the Seven Dwarfs, since many members of the dwarfism community believed that the opportunity to be part of a major production was slipping away. The decision actually divided quite a lot of people, since a lot of actors with dwarfism disagreed with Peter's views, since they didn't share his experience in Hollywood, and these roles would have been crucial for them to gain exposure and further their careers. Things only got worse from there, as it was revealed how the dwarfs really looked like in the movie through images that were taken on the set. The dwarfs had been transformed into magical forest creatures of various sizes, and fans of the original Snow White story felt that this change deviated significantly from the classic narrative. The new character designs and story direction raised questions about the essence of Snow White and her interactions with these transformed creatures.
Y'all let me know down in the comments. Would y'all prefer CGI dwarfs or actual, actors to play the dwarfs? Yeah, I mean, it's hit or miss for both. I mean, there's pros and cons for either way that you do it. But which one would you pick though? I mean, I understand both sides to it. If you got actual people doing it, it can uplift their careers. But if you have the CGI dwarves, you can portray them and have them look the way that you want them to look, um, down to the T. So I don't know.
Leaving many nostalgic fans disappointed. The movie's casting decisions and portrayal of the dwarfs as magical forest creatures ended up creating a pretty complex and heated debate, since it sparked concerns surrounding Disney's attempts at representation and diversity. As things continued to get worse, even WWE star Dylan Postal decided to speak on the issue, as he expressed his frustration and disappointment. In an exclusive interview with Newsweek, Dylan strongly criticized the studio's casting choices, which seemed to prioritize inclusivity and progressiveness, but from his perspective, did more harm than good to the representation of people with dwarfism. He said, "It's not right, because there are roles made for actors of my stature. These dwarf roles are for people of my stature, and now it's taken away. I don't feel that's right, and not only that, but now, think about the additional stunt actors or body doubles. Now you're talking multiple actors of my stature that don't..."
Yeah, you're right. Body doubles. So yeah, you're right. Yep. Because you got to have the original, and then you got to have stunt actors too that do it as well.
Get these major roles. His disappointment ran deep as he went through a roller coaster of emotions, from shame and embarrassment to outright anger. However, it's not just the dwarfs that got Disney into major trouble, since Rachel Zegler has gotten nothing but criticism for playing Snow White. And it's especially because of Disney's efforts to make Snow White more inclusive.
Because even with her and this whole Snow White thing, I heard a lot of people say that it was even hard to see her face in the Hunger Games movie. Like they were like waiting for her face to go away from the screen because of the whole situation with the Snow White thing. So this does have an effect on how well or how bad the Hunger Games movie is doing. So I gotta check the box office numbers when they come out, but I know a lot of people, they could not stand her face on the screen at all.
And feminist. Rach spoke about the film's modernization and its emphasis on female empowerment. However, her comments did nothing but make people feel even worse about the movie. Rachel's casting had already gotten plenty of criticism when she was announced as Snow White in 2021. Some Disney fans were unhappy with the studio's choice to cast a Latina actress in the role, since she looks nothing like the character and would never be called Snow White. And the debate over her casting only got worse when Rachel started sharing her opinion on the original Snow White.
I saw the logo and I went, "That's my name, Snow White's up there," and I cried my eyes out.
You can tell Gal Gadot's looking at her like, shut up. You can tell like Gal Gadot, she got Gal Gadot. This is too hilarious, man. Gal Gadot has that smile, like she's just smiling, but deep down she's like, "Girl, why don't you This is hilarious. This is
Seeing
hilarious.
yourself for the first time in full Snow White drag.
I love that description. It's perfect.
You said you were bringing a modern edge to it on stage. What do you mean by that?
I just mean that it's no longer 1937.
I'd rather have Gal Gadot play Snow White. I mean, I'm just saying, like, I don't know, man. Like, come on.
We absolutely wrote a Snow White that is
not going to be saved by the prince.
However, Zegler's comments about the original Snow White also attracted attention and made a lot of people very mad, especially because she admitted to only having seen the original movie once as a child and that she wasn't even a fan of it at all.
I was scared of the original cartoon. I think I watched it once and then I never picked it up again. Like, I'm being so serious. I watched it.
Then why are you playing Snow White then? Like, come on, man. That stuff right there, like, you don't even respect. I can understand it. I can understand if you don't like it, but you don't even respect the source material right there. You don't even respect the source material. Like, you may not like something, but the fact that you don't have any respect for it too, that's what gets me right there. That
it once, and then I went on the ride in Disney World, which was called Snow White's Scary Adventures. doesn't sound like something a little kid would like. Was terrified of it. Never revisited Snow White.
Rachel even described the love story between Snow White and the prince as creepy and labeled the prince's behavior as stalkerish.
The original cartoon came out in 1937, and very evidently so. There's a big focus on her love story with a guy who literally stalks her.
Yeah.
Weird.
Okay,
Weird.
let's have no princes. Let's have no princes save any princesses ever again. That will solve that issue right there. Let's just have no Rapunzel story, no Beauty and the Beast story, no none of this. Let's just remove all heroes and heroines and everyone. Let's remove heroes and heroines from stories. Yes, let's just do that. Since they're all stalkers. Superheroes, anyone that comes to save people, let's just remove them since they're labeled as stalkers now. Yep. Let's do that. Yep. I think that will solve the problem right there. There we go.
And her choice of words triggered many people and led to backlash online. All of these things combined made the movie pretty undesirable to a lot of people, especially as more and more details were released. Fans, already divided over the casting of Rachel Zegler, began calling for her replacement, especially since Disney suddenly...
Yeah, people like, what is her name? Brett Cooper. They like, bring in Brett Cooper or bring in somebody else because Rachel Zegler is hurting. Hurting right now.
Only to change one huge thing about the movie. Not too long ago, a photo was shared online where it was made clear that the backlash concerning the Seven Dwarfs had gotten to Disney, and they actually decided to recast the dwarfs yet again. However, instead of hiring actors with dwarfism, they decided to go with CGI for the dwarf characters. A first look photo from the set showed Rachel Zegler sitting in a chair surrounded by the Seven Dwarfs, all portrayed by Martin Kleba using CGI.
Yeah.
This decision was met with a lot of backlash online as the dwarfs looked absolutely terrible, and Disney still hadn't given the roles to actors with actual dwarfism. The use of CGI for the dwarf characters raised concerns about representation and authenticity, and many people actually demanded that the movie be canceled. With the dwarfs being changed once more,
a lot of people were saying just cancel it or just start from scratch or just get rid of some of these actors here and there or whatever. But yeah, it's...
movie was also delayed to 2025, which would mean that Disney would still have time to right their wrongs as fans became more and more skeptical about the entire movie's direction. But it's especially the debate surrounding Rachel's casting that's been awakened yet again, as fans demand that...
I even heard that they was talking about, oh, let's just remove Snow White. I'm like, so you're gonna have a movie called Snow White, but Snow White's not gonna be in it. Does that even make it make sense? Make it make sense. How are you gonna have a movie? This is just rumors. I'm like, if you take Snow White out of the movie called Snow White, how can you have a movie that's called Snow White without Snow White in it? Make it make sense to me, because it makes zero sense.
Instead of making bad things worse by turning the dwarfs into CGI, they instead focus on recasting Rachel in order to save the movie from totally failing.
Yeah,
it's looking right now...
Like, if Rachel Zegler is Snow White, it will fail. It will fail. And I'm going to come back to this video and say, I told you so. Or, yeah, I told you so, yeah. Or I'm going to make a video like, I told you so. If Rachel Zegler is Snow White, it's going to fail. I already know it is. I already know it is.
Nobody has any intention of seeing this movie if things stay as they are, which is why the smartest thing for Disney would be to take advantage of the delay to fix things. This also comes
as in like recast Rachel Zegler. That's the number one thing they gotta do. That's the number one thing they gotta do. They could do everything else, but if Rachel Zegler is still Snow White, it's going to fail. I already know.
In light of Rachel already being removed from one project, which might mean all of her controversies are finally catching up to her. Reportedly, Zegler has been removed from the cast of the upcoming movie Paddington 3. The news of her departure from the film was shared by the Hollywood Handle on Twitter, where they said the movie would continue filming in the UK without Rachel, who was originally set to play the character Gina Cabot. Some people have linked this to the actors' strike, which has affected the film's production. However, there's quite a debate on whether or not this is actually true. One person defending Rachel said, "I know you haters felt a little spark of joy when you saw this, but sorry to disappoint. She was not recast, because Twitter was crying. She was recast because the actors are on strike, and this is a UK production that started filming in—
Who cares? She ain't playing it. Whether it's for the strike or whatever, who cares? Some people just don't want to see her play him anyway. They don't care what the reason is. Who cares?
in July. They just couldn't wait for her any longer. Despite
Look, I'm not saying that I hate Rachel Zegler as a person or nothing like that. I'm just saying I did not like the comments that she made, especially towards Snow White, not respecting the source material, whether she likes it or not. And then just some of the comments she made on a lot of these interviews or whatever. That's what caused people to not like her and not like her as Snow White. You know what I'm saying? There are some people that don't like her as a person, but me, I'm talking about I do not want her to be Snow White. And this and that and the other. Because I know she played in Eternals, and I know she's in the Hunger Games. If I do plan on watching the Hunger Games, I don't care. I'm not one of those ones that's like, oh, I don't that's like that'll be mad that her face is on screen. I don't care about all that. This is my reaction in my opinion about her and her being Snow White. I just want to decipher that so that way y'all don't go back and be like, oh, you are a Rachel Zegler hater. No, I'm not a Rachel Zegler hater. I know some of her older materials that she did that were very well. That did pretty good. But once this whole Snow White thing happened, that's when it went downhill and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. So it's two different type of things. Just putting that out there.
This explanation, others disagree, maintaining that if the production team truly wanted to keep Zegler in the project, they would have found a way to accommodate her schedule and circumstances, especially because other actors on the project are under the same strike and they're being kept on the project.
Exactly.
This is why fans are calling for Disney to open their eyes and follow in Paddington's footsteps, since they believe that the movie will never be able to live up to the expectations of both longtime fans and newcomers if things aren't fixed soon. The argument remains that if Disney could make such a huge change to the characters of the dwarfs, they could also reconsider their casting choices and even the overall direction of the movie, which is seriously putting people off at the moment. Do you guys think Disney could recast Rachel? Let me know down below, and don't forget to check out this other video.
Yep, they can. Of course they can. They have a whole casting committee that goes out and find people. There's always alternative people that can play roles. Don't get me wrong. There's always alternative people. Yeah, so this was my reaction to this. I know it's a very lengthy video, almost 20 minutes long. Yeah, man, like this whole controversy with Rachel Zegler and Snow White, whatever, and the fact that it's being delayed to 2025, you are not gonna stop hearing about this. Even when the movie comes out, you're still not gonna stop hearing about this. But who knows? Maybe they will recast her, and I don't know what they're gonna do about the whole dwarfs thing. Are they gonna just stick with the CGI, or are they gonna have actual actors in it? Because I understand the pros and cons for both, and I understand that if they use CGI, that they're taking jobs away from dwarf actors and their stunt doubles and all that stuff. Yeah, but y'all let me know down in the comment section if y'all like my reaction to this. Post your comments down below, like and share with all your friends, subscribe to this channel for more reaction videos. Make sure y'all give this video a thumbs up. Jay Anchor hunted down for 100,000 subscribers, and Jay Anchor is out. I will be giving away $200 Amazon gift cards when this channel reaches 30,000 subscribers. All you have to do to enter is drop a like on this video, be subscribed to the channel, and turn on your notifications so you don't miss any uploads. And in the comment section, let me know why you want to win the $200 Amazon gift card and include your Twitter handle. The winner will be announced once the channel reaches 30,000 subscribers.